everyone, and welcome to the Talk Slot Boys present this month of music for the month of August 2021. I, of course, am your host. My name is Tyler, and I am once again joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we've got Kyle.
Hi, how's it going?
Well, another month has come and gone. We're recording this a little late, so we are a little bit into September as of right now. But as this show works, we're going to be talking about all of the music that dropped in the month of August. That was the month prior to this one, so we got tons and tons of stuff to unpack. We're going to start off with our main segment, the news segment, aka random songs that we feel like talking about, and we're going to start off with kind of some sad, disappointing tunes. We're going to take a trip over to the old dud bucket, as I like to call it. So much to my joy and wonderment, Wagewar is back and they're releasing new music. Much to my dismay, at least in my opinion, I think that the songs are so incredibly average that they may as well have just not released new music at all. And I haven't talked to either of you guys about this yet since the songs dropped. The two songs in question are High Horse and Circle the Drain. And in my opinion, neither one of those songs really did anything for me at all. My socks remained firmly on my feet after listening to both tracks, which is a damn shame because I really, really like Wagewar, and I had been really looking forward to new stuff from them. Brennan, I know that you like them too, so I've been really, really curious to know if you were as disappointed in these songs as I was, or if I am wrong for feeling this way.
No. You're definitely not wrong. Like with Blueprints coming out and even a little bit with Pressure, even though Pressure has the infamous like Doomsday Copy song.
Yeah.
Back then they were much more like intricate. I mean, you could even, I can't remember what the other album's called, but like they had a lot more like intricacy like in their heaviness. It was kind of weird because they used to be really good at writing riffs, like really good at writing breakdowns. Like they always kind of hit you like from kind of like an unexpected angle with all like the heaviness.
Right.
But this song was like entirely predictable. Like, you know, there were parts that, you know, seemed to follow like similar tempos to like a ton of other like older metal I used to listen to.
Right.
You know, stuff that was popular like in the early 2000s. And I don't know, it just wasn't as like spiced up as some of their old stuff. So High Horse, it's all right, but it's not, as Tyler said, like my socks were remaining on my feet. And then Circle the Drain, they like with Pressure, like it's weird because like with Pressure, a lot of people were mad because they went like quote unquote soft, you know, so they were like, oh, let's spice up the heavy with High Horse. And it's like, oh, well, let's hit them with another soft track, like, you know, Circle the Drain. I don't know, it's a song I've heard like a bunch of times before. So, I mean, I don't know, it's not that great. But,
exactly. And I mean, like, because I mean, Wagewar definitely was best in their first two albums. They are two absolutely phenomenal albums, and like you said, they had a lot of like creativity and uniqueness with a lot of their like riffs and shit and the way they were approaching the heaviness. And lyrically, I always really enjoyed the way that they kind of, you know, wrote the stuff they wrote their songs about, and the way that they did that too, I thought was really great. And then Pressure was okay. But even within Pressure, I still think, even though it was like soft and even though it was nowhere near as good as the first two albums, there were still songs that like sounded good. You know, it still sounded like unique music a lot of the time. But these two tracks, like you said, like they just don't do anything. Like it just feels like they had no actual inspiration behind either of these songs. It feels like they just wrote them because they had to. So they didn't try anything crazy. They just played it super safe. The songs just feel very samey throughout. And even though High Horse is like way more on the heavy side and Circle the Drain is way more on the soft side. They both like bore me in the exact same way, even though they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, which is impressive and sad. So I don't know. I'm just very disappointed by these tracks. Kyle, I know you don't listen to them as much as we do, but do you have any thoughts on these two tracks?
Those are my thoughts. I like picked out like cool bits in both of them. Like there was like this one really cool guitar riff near the end of High Horse, but like it only happened like really quickly, and I was like, why wasn't like the whole song this cool? And then like there was like some cool like layering of vocals in Circle of the Drain, but like it only happened in really one verse, and it was cool that like kind of exposed it, but like make that kind of cool vibe that I got from like 5 seconds of each song, like the whole song, like make me feel that vibey with the whole thing. But so I don't know, I didn't hate them. They had cool little moments, but from what I know of Wage War, which isn't as much, but like it can be a lot better. So why isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess that's all I feel about it.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, if and when they do release an album, I would like to do a ranking of it, but I have a feeling it's not gonna be a fun experience if these two singles are any indication of where they're heading, which is really disappointing. They're kind of like, it's weird because like, this is how I felt about Memphis May Fire for like the last few years until like really recently. They kind of returned to form, and now it's like, oh, Memphis May Fire is good again, but Wage War isn't great. So it's like, why can't we just have everything be good like it used to be? Why is it that like bands just kind of fall off and come back? I don't know. It's a weird time to be alive in the metal scene right now.
Oh,
Guess
yeah.
so. Wow.
Speaking of weird, our boys Don Broco released a new single off of their upcoming album at the beginning of this month. And that song was called One True Prince. And, you know, every single month we talk about how they release a new single that is so butt fucking wild that, like, it's just unreal. And the music videos to accommodate them are just some wacky shit. And this has basically been the case for years. I don't think that they've put out like a quote-unquote normal song since maybe their very first album. But that all ended. The streak ended at the beginning of this month. One True Prince is the most normal song I have ever heard from them. And it's good. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. But like, wow, I was not expecting them to ever release something that has like 0% fuckery of any kind.
Yeah,
it was kind of shocking. Like I was watching the video, listening to the song, just waiting for something wild and crazy and insane to happen, and it just never did. And I mean, people seem to be really, really okay with it. I mean, they got a lot of really, really positive feedback about that video and that song, which I think is well deserved. It was a really cool video, really cool song. But yeah, just based on the things that they normally put out, that was a bit of a shock. And then they immediately went right back to weird shit with the single they dropped at the beginning of September, which we can't talk about today. But yeah, what do you guys think of One True Prince? Kyle, we're going to start with you.
Yeah. I really like it. Like you said, it's been a minute since we've gotten like a legit, like just normal song from them. And it's really refreshing almost, which is like weird because like you'd think that when they do something like weird, most bands, if they do something weird, that's like, oh, whoa, cool, they did something out of their comfort zone. Whereas like everything they do is like out of the normal comfort zone. So to see them kind of like do a normal thing, it's really cool. And the music video fucking is so cool. I really liked it. Like visually, it was just very appealing. Like the cinematography of the music video was really fucking cool. I also kind of like how the song just kind of builds over time too. Like it starts out pretty chill, and then like as it goes, it really does just become like this, really just like throwing down, screaming into the fucking wilderness. You know, like I don't know, it's really cool. I'm really down with it, and honestly, I know I was saying like in past months that I was kind of nervous about this album because I didn't know if it was just going to be all weird bangers and some of them might miss, some of them might hit. Like to see that they're like willing to do something like this amidst that kind of like craziness and do it really well gets me really excited about this album. I'm quite excited.
Hell yeah, dude. I mirror all of that 100%. Brennan, you in the same camp as us?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just like you guys said, it's weird that a band that usually like does weird shit is like now weird because they're doing normal shit. Like,
right.
I mean, and even in Automatic, which I think is just a top-notch album. I mean, we've reviewed it and power ranked it ourselves. Like, even in that album's normalcy, there was like, you know, some songs that were like totally like straight out of the 80s, like had a lot of like pop and synth and just like all of these different genres like blending together. And then of course technology, they took that to the absolute next level. But it's just wild to me that, you know, they can change course. So like for me, like, I mean, obviously they're two completely different bands, but like with the Wage War topic we talked about earlier, they're going in the more like predictable, like mainstream kind of route, but like, you know, Don Broco, they're going like totally off the beaten path with like little snippets of like, you know, here's some normal shit that's really good. So yeah. I mean, one True Prince, absolute banger. I mean, it's like perfect. It's soft. It's normal. It's just like good music, just pulled off really well.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fair. That's fair. Like comparing it to the Wage War stuff, it's like I feel like they were both quote unquote normal, but then like when Don Broco does it, it sounds incredible. When Wage War does it, it's just boring as fuck. So I mean, yeah, just something to think about. Wage War. I know you're not listening to this, but you know, maybe try a little harder on your next single.
Just a little boys, bit. Make a statement.
We're not asking for much, guys.
They declare war on Wage War.
I'm a nobody, and my opinion means nothing. But like, disappointed. But Don Broco, keep cranking out the bangers. Super excited to review that album next month.
Same.
And especially after the release of Uber at the beginning of September. That
hasn't happened yet.
That song was very tight. Yeah, can't go into in depth because this is about August, but like I have heard it and it is good.
We will cover it next month.
Yeah. Last thing I want to cover here in this first segment of hard-hitting news that hits near and dear to all of our hearts here at the Talks a Lot Boys. The man, the myth, the legend, Bill Murray has announced that he, along with everyone else on the planet, is releasing an album in September. And with that announcement, he released one of the wildest videos. I mean, it's pretty standard for his type of music videos, but like a pretty fucking weird music video called Lord Farquadzilla. It's a pretty banging track. But yeah, he did announce that he is releasing a new album on September 27th. I'm going to read verbatim what he posted on his socials. My beautiful friends, I present to you the album artwork for 400-Pound Back Squat. September 27th is the release date. This album will be the best Bill Murray album to date by fucking far, which I have to note. He said that about the last one, and he was right. So if he's right again, this is somehow going to one-up the album from last year, which is impressive. He says, you will hear auditory pleasures that your mind has never known. You will be transported to the 7th ethereal realm of chode-slamming riffage. You will all become level 99 roid mages on this auditory journey together. The Hog Nation will unite in a chorus of pleasure and joy.
Damn, cranking my motherfucking hog.
That's that. I mean, like we said it last time that like that's a bold statement, but like now that Eggy Pocket exists, that's a really bold statement. Like Eggy Pocket is like it's kind of like up on the. I put that bad boy up on the fridge for all to see. You know, like that one looks good.
I'm saying, I don't like that album was in my top 5 albums of last year. And he really hyped that album up prior to release. He was like, "This is the best thing I've ever done," and we were all kind of like, "Well, you know, you're saying that, but you know, we'll see if that's actually true." Boy, was it true! So
very true.
That gives me hope that like I don't know how he could top that, but he thinks he has, and I hope he has, because that will be impressive as fuck. As far as the debut single from this album goes, do you think, just based on that alone, do you think that we are on track to have the best Bilmuri album of all time? Do you think it will top Eggy Pocket? Kyle?
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
I think it can. And when I first, because I've been listening to this tune a good bit, contention for best single of the month, maybe. Well, we'll have to see, Stay tuned. And don't skip to the end. That's for losers. But this song brings a lot to the table, like all sorts of different bits of why Eggy Pocket was really good. It kind of had like the slower bits that were really good, where he just kind of like sings awesomeness. It's got some meminess in it, especially in the music video. A great feature in my boy Jonathan Young.
Hell yeah.
I mean, come on. It also like mixes this weird like chill techno with like rock techno with metal techno, and I'm just like, whoa. Like there's just like a really cool like amalgamation of genres in this one tune that it definitely gets me pretty excited. Like I said before, it's a really tall order to knock out Eggy Pocket, but as good as this first song is, it's possible. And as smart as he is, like he had the foresight to understand like Eggy Pocket's gonna be the best one. I promise you, it's gonna be the best. And if he says it now, I kind of have to trust him on it at this point. If you don't trust Bilmuri, you're a fool. You're a fool.
Wow, that is a bold statement. Brennan, where are you at with this?
Oh man, Eggy Pocket was, I mean, because I give it to Bilmuri, like a lot of his stuff before that was always kind of in like a similar vein, and that's no like slight to the guy, like it all sounded really good, but then like Eggy Pocket came out and my man like revolutionized his own style. Like it got way memeier, way more stuff going on, way more riffage. Like obviously the features are incredible, like John Master, Rory Rodriguez. Like, I mean, it was just an absolute masterpiece from Bilmuri. But this single though, like Lord Farquadzilla is like, it's, I mean, easily one of the best songs I've heard all month. Like it is fantastic.
For sure.
Jonathan Young on the feature, like, and I like how whenever, I mean, he even did this with like Rory, but like whenever the featuring artist came in, like, he kind of like adapted the song to like fit that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like all of a sudden, yeah, it's like a Jonathan Young song. Like I'm listening to like Galacticon or the hell that album was, like, or Galactic Kraken, but like, fucking like, man, like it fits so well, and then like the guitar effects, like and like the little mini breakdown kind of part, like, it was just so fucking crisp, dude. Like, I think it could surpass Eggy Pocket. I mean, let's hope. He's setting the bar high for himself.
Damn, so, like I can hardly fathom what a Bilmuri album better than Eggy Pocket would sound like, but damn, am I excited to hear what that is. So we will be doing a review of that album when it comes out. Maybe not the day of, depending on how our schedules work out, but it will happen as soon as we are able to make it happen when the album drops. Now, before we move on, I would like to, because he did post the names of all of the tracks on the album, so I would just like to share that with y'all, and then I want you guys to let me know which song you are most excited to hear off of this album. This will kind of be predictions for what we think will be the best track on the album, and we're going to see in the review if we are correct or if we are dead wrong. So obviously, first track is Lord Farquadzilla. The second track is A Cowboy's Heavy Load. The third track is Jacked and Stacked Mass Monster.
Ooh.
The fourth track is Level 99 Roid Mage. The fifth track is Large Throbbing Positive Mindset. The next track is Keeping It Beefy. And the final track of the album will be Relaxing Box Fan Sleep Ambient Sounds number 3.
Wow.
Brennan, which song do you think is going to be the slappiest of all slappers on this album?
Wow. Fuck. What was the one real funny one?
Large throbbing positive mindset.
That one's definitely a contender. Like for sure. Either that or I have a feeling like the Box Fan Ambient Sounds Part 3 is gonna be pretty fucking dope as well. I think if that's the album ender, like he's gonna go out on top. So
yeah,
I think it's between those two.
Fair.
It's a decent prediction. I'm kind of the same vein as you, Brennan. Where like the name I think is just gonna be like a kind of a bait into being like, oh, it's just gonna be a nice way to end the album. No, it's gonna be like the most like sophisticated, well orchestrated. There's gonna be like well, I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna call it right now. There are gonna be string instruments in that song. Just a prediction, throwing it out there in that last tune. But I don't think it's gonna be the best one. I think the best song on the album is gonna be "Keeping It Beefy." And
no shit, that's what I was gonna say too.
Right.
I legitimately, I don't know why, but like you're reading them, and my good tuned receptors in my brain went boom when I heard "Keeping It Beefy." I was like, he's gonna keep it real beefy. I think it's gonna be super beefy. I'm down. I want the beef. Where's the beef? It's right here. He's gonna keep it real beefy. I'm excited about it.
I will mention that there are 5 vocal features on this 7-song album.
Wow.
I have not heard of any of these other people other than Jonathan Young.
Okay.
But apparently Keeping It Beefy is going to feature someone named Oblivion.
Okay.
With a lot of letters missing. And then the large throbbing positive mindset is going to feature someone called Trella. Yeah.
I haven't looked at the list yet.
To mystery. So, you can just look it up on his Instagram and find out. But yeah.
And like I could easily like play it safe and say that Lord Farquadzilla could be the best one on the album just because of how like actually good it is. But I also have faith that he wouldn't drop the best banger.
Yeah, I don't think he will because he didn't on the last one.
Exactly.
He typically doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's smart to do that. So like,
my camera just keeps freezing. I'm sorry for how many times it has cut out so far.
Yeah, your camera is just so excited about 400-pound backlift. I think that's what it's called.
400-pound back squat or something like that?
Back squat. I think that's what it is. Back squat. Yeah. I hope you put like the album artwork up on the screen.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You said it. Yeah, okay, cool. Because it's pretty delicious. Baggy Pocket was already really good, but now, this one, whoo!
Level.
Yeah, I'm excited though. I'm really pumped about it. Great feature, right off the bat, and a great single. Can only go up from here.
Hell yeah, man. Well, that about does it for our opening segment of the show. Our random amalgamation of things we wanted to talk about. And you know what that means? It's on to the second segment of this month's show. Everybody's favorite segment. Everyone's favorite place to be. It's the spot where the walls come together. They make a little right angle. And that place is, of course, Kyle's YouTube Corner.
There it is.
Take it away.
Get it.
A one, a two, a skiddy-doo.
Wow. Great intro. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Now, if you took a look at everyone's playlists in the description below, all 3 of ours, you would notice that one of them is severely smaller than the others, and it's mine because I didn't have a lot happen this month. But that's okay. Next month, it's going to take care of that. Don't you worry. But we got some tunes to show you guys today. Why not start with Jonathan Young? We just talked about him in the last segment. Let's start him out. Let's just go ahead with him in this segment. So right off the bat this month, boom, first song on my playlist, he covered "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal. And I saw that pop up as like a notification. I was like, "Kiss from a Rose" is one of my greatest guilty pleasure songs ever. I fucking adore that song. I'll belt it at the top of my lungs every time it randomly comes on some random radio station like Bob FM or something. I'm in. I'm all in. And the cover was a metal version of "Kiss from a Rose" and featuring Caleb Hyles, a man with a beautiful voice. They didn't really do a lot of like the super high harmonies, which I kind of expected, especially from Caleb, but like still, it was so beautifully done. So, so delicious. Oh God, I love that song. It was such a cool cover. Other than that, from Jonathan Young this month, it wasn't a lot. there was his cover of Strangers Like Me, which is from Tarzan. I love that. I fucking love Tarzan too. He's just dropping out songs I love. It's also featuring Caleb Hiles. Very cool.
Wow.
I liked it a lot. It was very good. And then I can't talk about it yet, but him and Halocene are showing up next month, so we'll talk about that next month. Moving right along, Our Last Night, baby. Our Last Night had a good month. Our Last Night had a really good month. Hell to Have You. It's a pretty bopping tune. I liked it a lot. I actually don't know what you guys thought of Hell to Have You, but I liked it a lot. The music video is pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't really anything like earth shattering, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I had a good time with it. And then they covered Stay, the most used song on TikTok right now. And as per usual, they take a super popular song, which I believe is by Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber originally, I think. And they just made it better. They just made it a lot better. Just boom, and it's better now. Stay. Everyone's like out there with their drones cycle around them, doing the little jiggle dance or whatever the fuck. Like and follow if you would follow. Like the video if you want us to make a TikTok. Come on.
Make the TikToks a lot, boys, happen.
Let's do it.
We haven't done it yet, but if we get if we get 3 comments saying to do it, then we'll do it.
We're gonna do it.
I'm saying that because I have literally no faith that we're gonna get 3 comments.
That's all right. If we do, I'll make it and I'll post TikToks on the TikToks a lot, boys.
We are men of our word.
I will do like the trends and stuff, and I'll do like the little jiggle dance that they do to the Stay, but with the Our Last Night song as our first TikTok. If you 3 comments say make the TikToks a lot, boys, happen. Enough about TikTok. Fuck that shit. Were there any other Our Last Night songs this month? I don't think there were. It's quite confusing because we're doing it like a couple days in September, and a lot of these people already released songs in September, so I'm kind of like, wait, they did a song, but I don't think it was in the, and it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely making this more confusing.
Yeah, that's our fault because we wanted to see Shang-Chi. And if you want to see us review Shang-Chi, if you want to see us do a movie review of Shang-Chi, let us know because we'll do it. We'll do it.
Fuck, we'll do it anyway, even if you don't.
I mean, yeah, we probably will end up doing it anyway. But anyways, the YouTube corner, fuck that shit. So Our Last Night had a good month. Jonathan Young had a good month. You know who else had a good month? Scary Pockets. Did a cover of Jealous Guy. Good song. Did a cover of Can't Feel My Face. That was a really good one. I like that one a lot. That was very good. They also did a cover of My Girl, which I love the song My Girl. And it's featuring Casey Abrams, which is a very good vocalist. I like him a lot. That was really good. But my favorite of their singles this month was Can't Feel My Face. No, I lied. I read the wrong thing off of my notes. By just the 2 of us. It was just the 2 of us. I love that song. I just like
so it's a Bill Withers.
Yeah. It's very good. But it was featuring Lizzie McAlpine and Swatkins. The text was scrolling slowly, and I had to read it as it appeared. Lizzie McAlpine and Swatkins. And if you know, Swatkins uses TalkBox, and Lizzie doesn't. And they sang it as a duet, and I was like, this is going to be interesting when I saw the video. It was like a little vocal duet between somebody that uses normal vocals, whatever, little fleshy vocal cords. Fuck that shit. And then the other guy is using TalkBox, the superior mode of voice making. And it was really cool. I actually really liked it. If you know anything like about like music, doing a duet with like a thing that like has quote unquote like perfect pitch enabled stuff, and then you use your normal voice, it can like highlight those like flaws really easily. And she did a fantastic job. Very cool cover. Very like kind of funky, you know, the talk box would be like, you know, just doing a little sliding it. You know, it was really cool. I liked it a lot. It was very cool. Then moving on. I believe this is it, right? This Last one. Just double checking because my brain is moving slow. Family Jewels released we released 4 tunes. I only have 3 of them on my playlist because one of them is from Skyward Sword, and I don't like Skyward Sword. But 2 of them were from Guilty Gear Strive, a good game I've heard.
Oh, did he do the bullshit blazing thing?
No. Oh. I mean, the songs are called
That's the only song from it I know because it's the one they use for all the
Roar the Spark and Disaster of Passion. And those two songs are really good. I like them a lot, and his covers were also very good. He's just really good at writing metal shit. I don't know, it's really good. The songs already were good because I've heard a lot of people like that album, like the not the album, like the album for the game, like the OST or whatever. Then last but not least, arguably the most important song that came out, which Family Jewels did a cover of everyone's favorite tune from when they were younger. All of us had that moment where they're like, I'm waking up this morning, I think I'm going to get myself a Pop-Tart. They put the Pop-Tart in, and they looked over to the cat, and they go, man, don't you just love Nyan Cat? And he made a cover of the Nyan Cat song.
That's
a metal cover of Nyan Cat, and it slaps. It's really, as per any metal meme cover, it slaps. I really like it. You should check it out. It's really funny.
Out of morbid curiosity, I will probably
have to.
after this.
It's really good. Like on a couple verses, he really fucking throws down just to kind of like lean into the meme, and it also starts with him just like slapping a Pop-Tart out of a toaster, and it's really great. So yeah, that's the YouTube corner. Kind of short this month, but that's okay. Next month, we're gonna be screaming in pain. There's gonna be blood on the walls, because we're gonna be begging for not more. Because we're tired, we're gonna run out of sleep. That's okay. But that's been the YouTube corner. Thank you so much for checking it out. Don't forget to comment about the TikToks a lot, boys. This is important. It could suck up the little bit of free time I have left in my life to make TikToks for that, and then my life will be great.
Yeah, if you want to ruin Kyle's life, all you have to do is be one of 3 people to comment below to start the TikTok slot, boys. You'll get your wish, and Kyle will hate himself.
Yep. I mean, my wife will comment because she always asks me to do the TikTok trends, and I'm just like, I don't have a reason to. But if I had this, I'd have a reason to.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
That's been the YouTube corner. Thank you so much for checking it out. Moving on.
Wow. Cool. Look at that. It's a bulldozer. It just broke the fucking corner down. It's no longer here. But look at that. In the distance. Where is the bulldozer going to? To the club. The Gentleman's Club. More specifically, Brennan.
Damn.
Sorry for the Gentleman's Club. Take it away.
Hell yeah. Hey, man. Hop out of that bulldozer. So, this month really didn't have too much in the gent world go on. But that's okay. Because we had a couple tracks. Of course, all of you people watching this that, actually listen to gent. I know Tesseract released an album called Portals. However, it seems like that's a lot of like redoing of songs. Like, one of my absolute favorites of all time, Dystopia, is in that. So I didn't include any of that shit. We're not gonna include remakes in the Gentleman's Club, originals only. So, the first song is from a band that Tyler actually showed me. And I think it's a good track. It's a little short, but definitely gets the genty message across. And that song is Battlegrounds by Andromeda.
To be honest, I didn't know I introduced you to that band.
Actually, yeah. Because I had heard of them, and I can't really say I actually heard them, but I remember you threw something to me for a Gentleman's Club, and I was like, oh wait, Andromeda, I've never actually heard this band, and then boom.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
I believe you.
But yeah, so without further ado, let's take a listen. So that was the first track, not too bad. Hopefully you guys like the little sample. But the next one is a little bit more of a mammoth. It's almost 6 minutes long. All right, from a band that, another case of I've seen them, but I haven't really heard too much of them. And I'll tell you what, this one's a slapper. So it is Ne Plus Ultra by the Omnific. Let's take a listen. So, after jamming out to that shit, man, damn. So, we have a couple of very worthy contenders. I don't know how y'all feel.
No, we don't. We don't. No, Brennan, Brennan, I'm going to go first. So I'm going to stop you right there. We don't have two worthy contenders. We have one extremely worthy contender and another guy who just showed up to fill a spot. Ne Plus Ultra is by far the best, the superior song. It fucking buries the other one. Like, it is not even a fucking contest. It is like, you put both of them in a ring, like, Ne Plus Ultra looks at the Andromeda song, and his head just explodes, and he turns into just, like, a pool of dust and blood. Like, Ne Plus Ultra is so insanely good. It changed my life. I've only listened to it once today, and I think that it is one of the greatest songs that came out this past month. It is incredibly good, with the tip tappiness and the guitars and the bass slaps, and it's really long, and it takes you just all over the place, and it just it tickles your soul and your penis in all the right ways. It is just such a good. Plus the name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what that's a reference to. I don't know if you know what that's a reference to. But it's a reference to something. It's a reference to a little ant. My fucking screen broke again because it got so excited about My Hero Academia. But that's not even the point. It's a good song and it is worthy of the name. It wins. It wins no contest. It's Ne Plus Ultra. It wins no contest.
Of course, I am not well versed in My Hero Academia, but
tragedy.
That was a fucking compelling argument. Holy shit. So onward to Kyle. So we're already up 1-0 for Ne Plus Ultra. Fucking Kyle, what you got?
Well, I tell you what. I really do like the Andromeda tune. I think it brings a really cool. You know, if we're talking about like what is in the Gentleman's Club at this point, if Andromeda were to like get on in there, you know, this tune would really give it like a techno side to the club, you know, like we've had like different like genres of like gentiness kind of sneak its way in, little subversions of gent, and it'd be really cool if we had a little techno jam in there. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. If it goes up against songs like Ne Plus Ultra, it never will. Because this song is incredible. I'm gonna recreate me listening to it for the first time. I was looking at my screen, just watching, and I went, and I went, and I went, and then like, yeah, that's kind of just how it happened.
Shit his pants.
And I shit my pants. I'm wearing new pants. In fact, I'm not wearing pants at all. Look.
I was really hoping that you were going to stand up and just expose your bare cock.
Yeah, no, this song fucking slaps. I mean, it tickles all my genty joints in all the right ways. And it's kind of no contest. I don't even care what you think, Brennan. I know that you're like the owner of this like thing, but we already beat you, and it's never been like if like there was like a poll, you know, if we made a poll like on Twitter or something, it would literally be 99% to 1%. There's one person that's stupid enough to say that it's not this song. I have faith that the humanity is that dumb.
It's one of the members of Andromeda's moms.
That's probably it. Fuck her. It's Ne Plus Ultra. The Omnific is getting in. Welcome to the club. You deserve it more than most.
So, even though I said we have two worthy contenders, I really did that to make Andromeda feel better. Because
feel pain.
Ne Plus Ultra. I mean, this is like the guitar, like the guitar tones. I mean, it's almost like bass. I mean, of course they have like some bass tappies. Just like the sheer like the chord progressions. I mean, even on like gent, like everything was so like intricate. And then you'd have parts where like it was playing, and then like you'd have like little like guitar licks going on and stuff. I mean, it was so much to unpack in 5 minutes of 43 seconds. And you have that compared to like a Wannabe Doom track.
Wow. That's harsh.
Wow. That actually is kind of harsh. I don't
I mean, it's like I like the song. I like Battlegrounds. That's something I'd probably play if I was playing Doom, even though Doom has its own pretty badass soundtrack. But like, I mean, it's a good song, but Ne Plus Ultra just fucking smokes it. And I do when Tyler was like, "Oh, like this is no fucking contest." I'm like, "Yeah, we know where we're going." But I will not step in the way of a sweep that is worthy. So, Ne Plus Ultra by the Omnific, you have been granted membership into the Gentleman's Club.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching.
Go back to the fucking VIP section of the club because you
yes.
deserve it.
Like,
when we eventually do the Ultimate Gentleman's Club Battle Royale of 2021, I will be hard pressed to put. Granted, I don't remember half the shit that we put in here, but as of this moment, I will be hard pressed to put anything that we've put in over that song.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you need to go back with like Ollie Steele and hang out with him because I think he has 2 in here.
Seriously, yeah. Honestly, you only have 1. Ollie has 2, but like you still deserve to be right next to him. So
yes. There's a murderer's row, but I think this one's towards the top for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, the Gentleman's Club. Thank you.
Shit was tight, hot, and wet. And now that all of those fun things are over with, we're here at our segment that everyone's actually been waiting for. It's Picks of the Month, where each of us are going to dish out our number 1 favorite single and album that dropped in the month of August 2021. Kyle, we're going to start with you. Lay it on us. What are your single and album of the month?
Tell you what. Start with album, because I don't have any albums on my playlist. That's unfortunate. So, to take that place over my album of the month, I'm going to give you a speed review of the hottest album that dropped in the month of August. Kanye West's Donda.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, I'm going to do it because that's the only album I listened to marginally any of this month other than the couple that you boys talked about, right? So, Kanye West released Donda. Highly anticipated. Everyone's excited about it. He had previewing shows and stadiums for people to listen to this. It would be on my playlist, but I cannot bring myself to put that amount of tragedy onto my phone. I have never listened to a worse set of music in my life.
Wow.
It's actually horrendous. Horrendous. I didn't finish it. I couldn't. I went back to it 4 times. I was like, I have to push through. And I made another song, and I stopped. I nearly vomited on myself because of how atrocious this album is. It starts with a song called Donda Chant, and it's a woman. I'm going to recreate it for you. It's a minute long, and it goes, Donda, 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 Donda. And that happens for a minute.
I hate that.
And now, apparently, Donda is named after his late mother.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a nickname or what, and I don't know if that was supposed to be a tribute. I don't know if this album's supposed to be a tribute to her. It's a pretty shitty tribute to someone that died, because this album sucks ass. I don't know, dude. And then, from a musical standpoint, like, the first song starts, right? Jail, I believe. And there's this kind of cool riff that starts. And I'm like, okay, it's a cool riff. And it sounds like it's going to turn into something, right? And it never does. It just is that riff for 4 minutes. And then Kanye singing from really far away from his mic, like he's in a fucking empty room with no soundproof. And guess what? The next song, same thing. The next song, same thing. It's like people were like, oh man, I wonder if he's having trouble releasing this album because it was supposed to come out a while ago, to my knowledge. Apparently, he didn't finish it because it sounds like he started thinking of things and then started eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos and it was too hot for him. So he ran to his mommy. Oops, she's dead. So he named the album after her and released it. Fuck this shit, dude. It sucks ass. Damn. I've never listened to worse music in my life. Kanye West, fuck you. Fuck you. I can't, dude. It's so bad.
Wow.
Oh,
so basically you're
my
saying that your album of the month is
jeez.
anything except for Donda.
Exactly. I'm
Great.
so glad you came to this conclusion. It's anything else.
Cool. Let's call the episode Anything But Donda.
Anything But Donda. So my single of the month. Because there's a lot of contenders for that. Like we mentioned before, Lord Farquadzilla. Very great song. Really gets me all up and excited about Bill Murray's new hot album next month. Kiss from a Rose was pretty cool by Jonathan Young. I like that one a lot. And then the two that are like probably highest in contention for my single of the month is Bored by Matt Watson. It was paired with a really cool music video that he directed. I like
that music video was like shockingly high quality.
It was incredible.
Like the cinematography was like really good, and I was like, okay, you're really good at this, I guess. Like,
it's finally time for us to change our expectations of like the Super Mega Boys and Matt Watson and everything, because every time they release something like Mimi, it's always been really high quality, like so high, like they go so hard. It's time to just like stop being like they make funny songs. I know the single actually says something like that in it, but like it's still really good, very good song. But I can't help but name my single of the month, the first single from the album by Dirty Loops and Corey Wong, and it's Follow the Light. Follow the Light, I listened to so much this month. It is ridiculous. It is so tasty, funky. It's so funky, in fact, that there's a bass solo in the middle with a modulation pedal that makes it not sound like a bass guitar. And that solo itself is so funky that it like in the music video, it cuts to like one of the trumpet players, I believe, and like in mid solo, she goes like she like makes this really like, oh god, it's so funky face that it just plays that like 10 times on the screen like over and over again because of how funky the riff is that he hits on the bass. The vocals are just smooth and silky and delicious. The like the deep in my soul, it's like playing like all over the place. He just fucking shreds it up. The fucking horns are going, the fucking bass is going, the drums are hitting all these crazy fucking things, the keys are like, and it's, oh my god, I've never been more excited for an album this year than this one. I think that sentence makes sense. I'm really pumped for the album. It has already come out as of this point. I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm going to talk about it next month. But
can I say real quick? I actually have a gripe with that song.
You do?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Like the main, like, I guess it's like the verses, but like the way that the lyrics are structured is the exact same way that they're structured in Rock You. It's just slower. And like, because I noticed that, and then I listened to them back to back, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like the same, just slower.
Huh.
I still really like the song. I mean, it does so much more than just that. But I noticed that, and I was just like, huh.
That's really interesting. I didn't notice that before. I mean, they're both really good songs, so I guess it works out.
I mean,
but
I still respect that that's your single of the month. I just wanted to throw that out there.
No,
I noticed.
That's cool.
No one else did, but I noticed.
We're gonna be right on fucking watching you now. Dirty Loops, you better be careful.
Better clean up those loops.
You clean those loops. A little too dirty. Not make them dirtier. Those are my picks. Anything But Donda and Follow the Light. Fuck you, Kanye. All right, well, Brennan, what you got?
Wow, that was a fucking that was a fucking diatribe I ever heard one. Holy shit! But so I'll start off with singles. I had like 4 singles that were vying for this top spot. All right, not including Gentleman's Club. I don't like including that, even though Ne Plus Ultra was incredible. But the 4 I was looking at was, all right, Lost Boy by Whitechapel, which is crazy. They're a deathcore band that has like totally, like they actually have like clean vocals now, and they actually sound good. Like, not even saying the dude's like an incredibly like epic singer or anything, but like just how they like tie it all together like as a band, like their musicianship like went through the roof. Then of course, Bleed Me Dry by Memphis May Fire. They have had such a fucking resurgence. Their last 3 tracks I mean, it's like they took all their inspiration from back in like 2015 and like brought it over the massive hurdle. That was all the dog shit ever since. And brought it to today. And now
Memphis
they actually make
Mayfire hurtling over the dog shit. It's my favorite like tagline for them ever.
Hurtling over the dog shit into today with some actual good music. All right. Then there's another one from a band called Silent Planet called Panopticon that literally sounds like they just brought bass guitars and broke it the fuck down. Like it is like the guitar tune on it is so like it's just so fucking fat, and it's like they haven't really made music of that before. Like obviously like they're a heavier band, but like just like the tone of everything, they just did a complete fucking dive into just like low tuning, and it is incredible, especially ending breakdown. Goddamn. And then of course, Lord Farquaadzilla. This song fucking slapped. Like this is, if I were a band and I wanted to release an opening single, like I hope it's this good. Like, I pray to Jesus it's this good. Like bilmuri, I'm hoping that 400-pound back squat is just this immeasurable masterpiece that far surpasses everything. I'm praying. I hope. Man, that's tough. I mean, Lord Farquaadzilla is fucking banger, but I have a feeling Tyler might pick that. So I'm gonna go with Lost.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Lost Boy by Whitechapel, because, like, to me, like back in the day, this band was a deathcore powerhouse, and like they still kind of are. I mean, even with their last album called The Valley, like Forgiveness is Weakness, like they have songs that still just completely tap into their old school days. But then they release something like this that like is like tapping in their old school days. But then you have like a clean section. It's just like, ooh, fucking instrumentals. Oh. Like everything just blends so well together. It's just like it's crafted. It's not music being written. It's just crafted. It's gorgeous. And then I have albums. And holy fuck.
Hell yeah, you have albums.
Holy shit. So between The Buried in Me, Trash Boat, Tesseract, Ginger, Turnstile, fucking Lorna Shore released an EP, Spirit Breaker, Slaughter to Prevail, and Phineas. I wasn't even counting, so hopefully you guys were. I'm just saying. But and it really came down to 2 albums and an EP. Of course, like Slaughter to Prevail, I mean, they're deathcore. Alex the Terrible, the dude fucking screams like really, really low. Like insanely low. Like Demolisher, like there's a breakdown part where it's like fucking like you're listening to like a subwoofer. It's weird. But Lorna Shore released a 3-song EP, and their new vocalist, his name's Will Ramos. It's weird, like you hear him in the studio and you're like, there's no fucking way. Like all the layering, all the studio effects, it seems like they put on him, like there's no way he could do this live. And then you see a video of him doing it live, and you're like, holy shit. This dude is a fucking god in the deathcore scene. But it's only a 3-song EP, so I can't count that. And then I had an album from a band called Spirit Breaker, which was like the sleeper pick of the month. Like this album, like obviously I had no expectations. I'd never heard of Spirit Breaker before this, but damn, it like totally, it was just another like really well executed album. And it had like some different stuff, like, you know, some songs sound a lot different than like other metalcore bands. So, I mean, they're definitely on like the unique path. So I'm definitely looking forward to what they come out with next. But my album of the month is The Fire Itself by Phineas. It was either last month or the month before. I think it was last month. They released In the Night. And that was one of the best metalcore songs I had ever heard in years. Like, the breakdowns, fucking silly. The opening riff, awesome, totally engaging, hooks you. Then the chorus, it's just like, oh, damn, that sounds so good. And then, of course, like the ending breakdown just to fucking top it off and just fuck you, you know? My only issue with that is that was the final song of the album. And to me, it's like blasphemy to release the last song of the album as your opening single. Because it's like, damn, I already know how this shit ends. But man, it is like I follow them on Twitter, and their one guitarist, I think it was a guitarist, he went on and did like a Q&A like before the album came out, and he was like, "Hey, like ask me whatever you want. Like I'll tell you what I can without revealing too much." And like just like the engagement, and like one guy was like, "Oh, what's like the breakdown to riff ratio?" And the dude was like, "Oh, like you can expect like a breakdown like every like minute 30 roughly." Like it was just like super cool. And then like he was like, "Oh, like how crazy the riffage like from like mild to like face melting, like how is it?" The dude's like, "Oh, it's pretty face melty, like not gonna lie." And then, like to see them actually pull that off, and more so for me. I mean, granted, like all the screaming and heavy guitars and shit's not for everybody, but like just to see them like pull off what I think is one of the best 10-song albums I've heard in a fucking minute. I mean, Phineas, The Fire Itself, it just fucking kills. So, Lost Boy by Whitechapel and The Fire Itself by Phineas. Those are my picks.
Solid.
Oh yeah. Tyler. What's good?
I have been... Here's the thing. My playlist is fucking stacked for this month. There's a lot of shit that came out, albums and singles. A lot of good stuff also. For both, I'm kind of torn between two options, and I'm going to just try to make a decision right now on the spot. So I mean, as far as albums go, there were a lot of them. Pretty much all of the albums that came out this month for me, I think, were pop punk albums. Except for like a Black Bear album. So I think the With Confidence album was not good. I didn't like it. It did, much like the Wage War singles, did nothing for me. My socks were not blown off. They remained on my feet at all times. Same with the With Confidence album. I mean, I enjoyed their last two albums. And their new self-titled album is just really average and boring, and it did nothing for me. I didn't really like any of the singles they dropped leading up to it, so I wasn't expecting anything. My girlfriend really liked it, apparently. Her taste is questionable sometimes, so that's fine. Grace Scott released an album that I think I liked, but I only listened to it like once. Lonely Avenue released an EP that was pretty good, but I'm torn between two. I think the runner-up is going to be Retrofit by Settle Your Scores. They are not a huge band, and they usually do like unclean vocals and shit. It's like pop punk with uncleans. It's basically how I like to describe their older work. This album, though, they leaned like super, super hard into like the like pop punkness. Like there's hardly any uncleans in the whole album. I think there's only like one song that has it, but like it works. Like they decided like we just want to make like a super nostalgic sounding like pop punk album. Basically a lot of the songs are about like being stuck in the past and like wanting to go back to like the glory days of your youth and stuff. And I think that they just did a really, really good job with that. It's really hard to make a pop punk album that like stands out nowadays, I think. So kudos to them for basically making the most formulaic pop punk album imaginable, but doing it in a way that like it was just really well executed and really memorable for me. I'm not going to pick that though, because while I did enjoy that album, there is an EP that I listened to more and I think is a little more deserving of my pick. And that is Model Citizen by Meet Me at the Altar. It's their first EP on the record label that they got signed to. And they're another up-and-coming pop punk band. I know that when Wendy's shouted out like Stand Atlantic in a tweet like last year or something, this is another band that they also shouted out as like the up-and-coming pop punk scene. And I have been anticipating this release for a while, and I really enjoyed it. I listened to it basically all month long. I thought it was great. It was everything I wanted it to be. Really like their sound. Still really looking forward to, their future. So, yeah. Model Citizen is my album of the month. EP of the month, whatever. Singles is when it gets even more tricky, though.
Oh boy.
There were an ass load of singles that came out. Now, I think I have gotten it down to 2.
Yikes.
I don't know. Here's the thing. So, I'm just going to think this out loud. We're going to make this decision on the fly. So, State Champs released their first new single in like a fucking really long time. I mean, they released like 2 or 3 acoustic songs last year on their EP, and those were really good. But they were like acoustic songs. You know, I want like the pop punk goodness. I want like actual State Champs. And as you know, if you've listened to our top bands, they're my number 3 band of all time. I really, really love State Champs. So when they release a new song, super hype about it. The music video for this is fucking amazing. They have Derek dressed up like Bob Ross for the video, and it's amazing. I loved it. The music video alone makes me want to pick this. And like the way the song sounds, it really feels like they're bringing back the energy of like the finer things, like their earlier stuff, which I think is a really good move. Because as much as I liked their last album, I definitely was afraid that they were kind of going in a more pop direction as far as like pop punk goes. But it seems that they're kind of like sort of going back to the way they used to be, which I prefer. So I really enjoyed the song. It's been stuck in my head for weeks, and I keep listening to it on repeat. The other song that is in contention for my single of the month is Perennial Philosophy by Adola, which honestly, I'm going to say I think that is the best song they've ever written. I really like that song. I'm going to predict right now that like I think that's going to be the best song on the album. I hope it's not, but like fuck, that's going to be hard to top. Cuz that shit was super good. But I don't know. I mean, is it enough to beat my State Champs, like, bias? I guess, you know, I guess I'll give it to Idola, because I do think that, like, while I love the State Champs song, and I love that they're kind of going back to their older sound, I really do think that Perennial Philosophy is the best song that Idola has ever written, so I feel like I kind of have to give it to them. So, yeah, single of the month is going to be Perennial Philosophy by Adola. I'm just going to make a decision now.
I'm going to say that was a good choice, personally.
Fair.
I would have leaned that way as well, personally.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to gush about this album.
Same.
I know.
I love Adola.
And I guess we'll get this out of the way right now, because it's time for the next month's forecast for music. And boy, holy fuck. September is the month that we have been anticipating and dreading for months now.
It's here, baby.
It is the month that literally everything is coming out at one time. We have the Spirit Box album, the Don Broco album, and the aforementioned Idola album, all dropping on September 17th. We will be doing reviews and rankings for all 3 of those albums, since we are highly anticipating all 3 of them. On that day.
Yikes.
And we're going to try to edit and upload those as quick as we can. So stay tuned for those in the days following the release of those albums. Let us know in the comments below which album you are anticipating the most. We also have the bilmuri album coming out at the end of the month that we are also going to try to do a ranking and review of. Boys, I gotta ask, because I have actually been wondering, which of these albums are you the most excited for?
That's really tough, honestly.
I know, right?
Because they're all seem like they're gonna be really good. I tell you what, I'm not the most excited for, and it's Spirit Box, and that's just because I'm not a huge Spirit Box guy. I've been listening to them more in anticipation for it, and I do enjoy them a lot. I just don't think like I don't have the miles with that band to like have that much excitement for it. Whereas with Idola and Don Broco especially, I have like a lot of time. I will say I actually think it might be Idola. Like, while Don Broco is like my biggest miles, you know, like I was just saying, all three of the songs that Idola has released, I have really liked. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm really
That's fair.
I'm gonna predict that's the best one overall on that day at this moment. That's a big ask, but like I think they can do it. I'm really excited about it.
Fair. Brennan, where are you at?
Oh man, I absolutely love Idola. I've been a huge fan of their last couple albums, and I gotta go Spirit Box.
Ooh,
Fair.
It's crazy. Last night I was playing with some buddies, and I like showed them some Spirit Box. Like I showed them some DGD. Like we were, on Discord we have like a rhythm bot. Some like typing shit in, like, oh dude, check this out. Everybody's like suggesting shit, and then like pretty much everyone like quit putting in music. It was just like put another one. Like they just like passed me the aux cord, and like like I showed them some Idola. I showed them like some Cianvar, DGD, but then Spirit Box is a fucking smash hit. And of course, like Secret Garden, Blessed Be, even like they like Circle With Me, like Holy Roller, of course, is just like the heaviness of this band.
Yeah.
Like, just like the amalgamation of like, the cleans of Courtney LaPlante, the heaviness, the screams, like, and I think like Secret Garden also kind of showed you like their instrumental ability, because it's like, ooh, like they got 6 taps like during the verses and shit. And then plus like Courtney LaPlante, like I said, she like prides herself on screaming and singing, and
Right.
she does both absolutely masterfully well. And I say that I love Don Broco, I love Idola even more, but Spirit Box I think will probably release the best of the 3. If not, it's gonna be really fucking close. So
For sure.
yeah.
I don't even know. Like, I am torn between. I definitely think Idola or Spirit Box are gonna be the best one that day. Gun to my head right now, I'm gonna lean toward Idola, because I think that just based on that, I've loved every single that has come out for both. I mean, all 3 albums. Honestly, I've loved every single song that has come out so far. I think that each of those albums are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Some of their best work from all of the bands, but this is technically Spirit Box's first full-length album, so it will by default be their best album. But I think that like Idola has put out multiple albums in the past, and I really feel like 100% chance this is going to be their best album they've ever made, like by a mile, legitimately. So I think that like because of that alone, because I think that they're going to like smoke themselves, I think that I'm going to say I'm most excited for that one. I think that's going to be the best one. But like only slightly edging out Spirit Box, because like I think that one is also going to be just masterful.
I do feel like all 3 of these have like quite the interesting like task, because like with Spirit Box, first full length, that's kind of like that's a tall order,
Yeah.
Idola has made great stuff for a long time, but I'd argue that like Idola has not had an album that's just been like boom, oh my god, this is like the craziest thing ever, like
Right.
They've all been really good.
Yeah.
And this could be that one for them, and it looks like just from the 3 singles it could be that. And then Don Broco lives in this weird space where like what are we gonna get? Like it's just so like unknown that like can it top like you were saying, Brennan, we got a message from a fan like this is shaping up to maybe be Don Broco's best album ever, and I'm like, damn, it's a tall order. But like as you start looking at these singles, that's a possibility. So like I feel like perspective like within each band's like own lifespan is gonna play a big part in like which one ends up being the best one of the 3, or like what we expect to be the biggest like banger. So yeah, I'm super pumped, because I really do think any of them could take like best album of the day. in the triple gladiator showdown here. Like, it's gonna be nuts.
For sure. And I definitely think that on the next episode of This Month in Music, we will probably have a dedicated segment where we are going to kind of try to determine which of the albums we think were the best of the three. And if you want to be notified when that comes out or when our album reviews come out, because we have just a shitload of stuff coming out next month, or this month, rather. It is already September. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, you ring the bell, make sure you get notified every time our content comes out. I'm super, 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 super excited, and also extremely exhausted already thinking about the amount of work that we are going to be putting in this month. Yes. But man, it is gonna be a fucking awesome month for music in September, and I cannot wait to talk about all of it. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment below. Let us know if you want to start the TikTok slot, boys. That's on you. Or if you have anything else that you want to talk about relating to anything we talked about today, let us know down in the comments below, because it's always really cool when y'all communicate with us. It's pretty tight.
Oh, yeah, we appreciate it.
Hell yeah. We just, we just passed the 100 subscriber mark, which is still a very big deal to us. So thanks again to everyone who is part of the Talk Slot Boys fam. And we appreciate the support, appreciate the views and the listens and the likes and the comments and the engagement with us on the interwebs. Real cool stuff. We appreciate you all. And I think that about does it for today.
Yeah.
So, we've been the Talk Slow Boys, and we will talk a whole lot more next time. See you later.
See ya.